I heard someone say this on social media. Jesus didn't know that the fig tree had no fruit. Let me explain what they mean by that. In Mark chapter 11 verse 12, it says that Jesus came to the fig tree and found no figs, and the fig tree had no fruit because it was not the fig season. But here's the thing, Jesus knew that the fig tree would have no fruit, because this was a symbolic act of judgment. See in Matthew 21 and verse 19 it says that Jesus cursed the fig tree because it had no fruit, and when he cursed it, the fig tree withered away. So how can people say that Jesus didn't know that the fig tree had no fruit when he cursed it for having no fruit? Look at it this way. Let's say that I tell my wife, "Hey babe, let's go to the store and pick up some bananas." So we get to the store and we get in line. And while we're in line, I look at my phone and I see that somebody posted a meme that made me laugh. So I start laughing, right? And my wife looks at me and she says, "Are you serious right now? People are trying to be serious in line and you're just laughing out loud." So then I stop laughing and I say to her, "No, you're right. I'm sorry." Then we get to the cashier and I put the bananas on the conveyor belt and the cashier says, "Wow, those are some really ripe bananas you got there. Man, you sure you want those?" And I look at the bananas and I realize that they're green. So I take the bananas off the conveyor belt and I throw them back in the cart and I say to the cashier, "You're right, these aren't ripe yet. I'll just put these back and I'll pick up some apples instead." Then I go back to my wife and I say, "Hey babe, I'm sorry about laughing at that meme. I guess I was just a little bit distracted." My question is, would you think that your husband knew that the bananas were unripe before he put them in the cart? Of course you would. Why? Because if he didn't know that they were unripe, he wouldn't have thrown them back. So in the same way, Jesus knew that the fig tree had no fruit. Because if he didn't know that it had no fruit, he wouldn't have cursed it. Mark 11 verse 13, it says that Jesus cursed the fig tree. And Mark 11 verse 20 it says that the disciples noticed that the fig tree was withered away. So they came and told him saying, "Rabbi, did you know that the fig tree which you cursed has withered away?" Now, if they thought that Jesus didn't know that the fig tree had no fruit, why would they ask him this question? The reason why they asked him this question is because they knew that Jesus cursed the fig tree because it had no fruit. So if they thought that he didn't know that the fig tree had no fruit, why would they ask him this question? So people who say that Jesus didn't know that the fig tree had no fruit are literally saying that Jesus didn't know what he himself had just done. Well, I hope that this video has been an encouragement and a blessing to you. If it has, please feel free to share it with your friends and family. And I'll see you next time.